Every one of us is born with a unique spark. It's something that makes us different, something that no one else in the world can replicate. Yet, as we grow, we often find ourselves caught between expectations, societies, our families, our friends, and our own. The question then becomes, how do we carve out our own path? How do we become the person we were meant to be? Let's start with understanding that the journey to becoming yourself isn't just about finding your way. It's about owning it, no matter how tough it gets. Consider the life of someone like Steve Jobs. Jobs wasn't always seen as a hero. In fact, he was fired from the company he founded, Apple. Imagine that. The very place he had poured his heart and soul into told him, "You're not needed anymore." But instead of retreating, Jobs continued to live by his values, creating groundbreaking technology that changed the world. He once said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do." We can all learn from this. Becoming yourself means staying true to what you believe, even when others doubt you. Every hero, every person who has ever truly found themselves, faces setbacks. Think about Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team, or Oprah Winfrey, who was told she was unfit for television. These moments were not the end of their stories, but rather the moments that shaped their futures. They didn't quit. They found the courage to rise again, and that's what made them who they are today. Life will throw challenges your way, and it will test you in ways you never imagined. But as we see with Jordan and Oprah, it's those moments that push us closer to our true selves. It's not about avoiding failure, but about learning from it. The next step in becoming yourself is learning to find your voice. This means listening to your own thoughts, your own desires, and learning to trust them. It might seem daunting in a world that constantly tells us how we should act, what we should wear, what we should achieve. But true success comes when you start to trust that inner voice, the one that says, "I am enough as I am." One powerful example is Maya Angelou, who didn't just write to tell stories. She wrote to share truths about the human experience. Her words weren't just for entertainment. They were a call for equality, for justice, and for authenticity. Maya became herself by using her voice in the world. Perfection is often seen as the goal, but the truth is, it's our imperfections that make us real. Think of Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds in history, yet he struggled in school and faced plenty of failures along the way. His success came not because he was perfect, but because he embraced his quirks, his different ways of thinking, and his relentless curiosity. Remember, being yourself doesn't mean being perfect. It means accepting all that makes you, you. So often in life, we give up when things get hard, when the road becomes too steep. But real heroes, the ones who truly become themselves, don't quit. They persist. One inspiring example is J.K. Rowling, who faced rejection after rejection before Harry Potter became a global sensation. She didn't let the world's no stop her from her yes. She believed in her story so much that she pushed through every obstacle. The message here? Keep going, even when it feels impossible. Don't let setbacks define you. Define yourself by how you rise after you fall. Being yourself often requires vulnerability. The strongest heroes are not those who show no weakness, but those who have the courage to be vulnerable. Think of Nelson Mandela, who spent years in prison fighting for equality. He didn't hide his emotions or his beliefs. He expressed them openly, risking everything. But it was in his vulnerability that he found his true strength. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And it's through that humanity that you find your power. When you set out on your own path, not everyone will understand or support you. But, as we see with countless heroes, you have to stay true to yourself. Think of Malala Yousafzai, who fought for girls' education despite being shot by the Taliban for her beliefs. She didn't let the world's hate define her. She continued her mission to bring education to every girl in the world. Sometimes, becoming yourself means standing up for what you believe, even when the world tells you to sit down. Another key to becoming yourself is finding what lights your fire. Passion fuels purpose. It's the reason why Marie Curie became one of the first women to win a Nobel Prize, why Leonardo da Vinci mastered so many disciplines, and why Serena Williams continues to dominate the tennis world. They didn't just work hard, they worked with passion. When you find something you love, the world becomes your canvas, and every step you take brings you closer to becoming your true self. There will always be people who tell you that you can't do it, that you aren't enough, that you don't belong. But remember, as Walt Disney once said, if you can dream it, you can do it. Every great achievement in history started with someone who believed in themselves. It's not just about having the ability, but about having the belief that you can make it happen. So when doubt creeps in, remind yourself, you have everything you need to succeed. You just have to believe it. In the end, becoming yourself isn't about fitting into a mold or following a script. It's about embracing who you are, flaws and all, and daring to live authentically. It's about refusing to let anyone or anything define your worth. Like all the heroes before you, you have the power to create your own story. So, start today. Own your path, take the risks, and live as the hero of your own life. You are, and always have been, the hero you've been waiting for.